This is the 3.1 review, and I just want to go over the first, at least the first problem, and maybe even start talking a little bit about the second one in order to multiply these fractions. What I need, I just left the answers there because this is from the answer key. What I need to make sure is are these two numbers the same? If they're not the same, those are not common denominators, and we cannot add those, so we need to make them the same. Now, one of the tools I'm offering up for you is what we see here on the right, okay? And what we're doing is we are going to take and add these two numbers here, okay? And so the first thing is we can take one of these fractions, 5/6, and then we can put the other fraction here, 2/3, okay? So what I need now is, again, to key in on those common denominators, I need to change 5/6 to a different fraction, and 2/3 to a different fraction, so that those two numbers right there are the same. They got to be the same value, okay? Now, this is not the best choice. I'll tell you that right now. It is not the best choice, but it will always work. What you can do is, to get a common denominator, you can key in on, trying to get my highlighter here, and I'm turning on all kinds of other stuff. The 6 and the 3 here, okay? Now, actually, I'm going to change those colors real quick. What I'll do is I'll use blue here, and that 6, right, is blue, and what we'll do is we'll put that blue, that 6, as 6/6 here, okay? Now, you'll see why, hopefully, that this will get us to what we want. Then, we can come back, and we're going to focus in on the 3, and by using that 3, that will give us this. We'll put that giant one there as 3/3, okay? So, I know that this is not the best pick and is not going to get us the lowest common denominator, but what it will do is guarantee us a common denominator, and that's all that matters right now, is that we make sure to have that common denominator. Okay, so when I'm looking at the top one here, I have 5/6 times 3/3. 5 times 3 is 15. I gotta be careful, I'll bump the thing on the right here. So that's 15, 5 times 3, and then 6 times 3 is 18. Now looking at the lower ones, right, 2 times 6 is 12, and 3 times 6 is 18. We've got our two fractions. Notice they both have a common denominator, in this case of 18, and we have now 15 18ths plus 12 18ths, so we're adding those together. 15 18ths plus 12 18ths is 27 18ths. Now I'd like us to start working on doing a better job of simplifying these fractions. Both of these we can divide by 9, right? And that will give us 3 halves, which is also 1 1/2, okay? All right, so now let's just set this one up down here. I have 1/4 plus 5/6, setting it up, right? Now, you can use, again, this 6 to give us 6/6 here, okay? And then I could choose to use this 4 to give us 4/4 here. And those are great. That's it's fine choice. It's not our best choice, okay? Now, maybe you start to see after a while that there are some slightly better numbers. And if you do finish that problem, by the way, it will work, okay? What instead we can do is we can look at this and we can say, what number will 4 and 6 both multiply into? And without having to use those numbers, what we hopefully would, I hope that you guys can see, and I'm trying to move this so I don't bump that stuff on the right there, is that 12 would be a common denominator, okay? So now I'm asking, all right, and if we're looking at 1/4 times that giant 1 to give us something over 12, we need to know what is that giant 1 necessary to do that. Excuse me. 4, and now I'm looking at the denominators right now, so I'm saying 4 times what gives me 12, and the answer is 3. But to be that giant one, this needs to be 3, and then 1 times 3 is 3. Okay. Now in the bottom one, we're saying 6 times what number equals 12? Well, that's 2. 2 over 2. 5 times 2 is 10, right? So now 3 twelfths plus 10 twelfths is 13 twelfths, or 1 1/12. Okay. Hopefully that helps to get things moving. If you have other questions, let me know.